It's Rob and Sometimes Leigh.
Leigh, we got to talk about the spare parts you produced off your van. You sent me a picture on the weekend of your son holding a pretty important piece of your...
Big chunk of metal.
Yeah, and rubber and U-joints, and like it's pretty important. This is a...
Incredibly important piece.
This is the piece that goes from your transmission to your front wheel, I assume.
Yes.
Just slipped out.
AKA the drive axle. It's pretty key.
Well, you got two of them, so
you
can drive around circles probably.
Yeah, but you can't drive without,
So you're just driving along, turning a corner, and doop, this thing shoots out.
Dunk, dunk. Clunk, clunk. So I'm like, what the heck? Except I said different words. And pulled over. Now, my son didn't have his glasses on. Blind as a bat, that kid. And he's like, Mom, don't worry about it. It's just ice. And I'm like, I don't know. That's pretty dark. Because, you do get that slushy under your tires. And sometimes if you can't kick it off, it does let loose. And I'm like, I don't know. It's pretty dark. So I sat there for a second and had all these thoughts. I'm like, I should probably go get that.
Yeah.
So I went out onto the road, picked it up. It's heavy.
Yep.
Like it was heavy. Like I felt like I was running, some crazy injured ox back to my van with the Olympic torch, kind of heavy. So heavy. And then, of course, I was worried about getting my hands dirty.
Oh, no.
So I handed it to him to send a picture to Dylan. Phoned him, said, hey, this happened. What do I do? So I said, did you get the picture? He's like, not yet. And then it comes through and he said some words is, don't move. That's your drive axle.
Don't drive, please.
Yeah. So apparently, it doesn't happen often.
Well, it's not supposed to fall out.
No.
I'm not saying it wasn't safe. It's just perhaps not quite as safe as some of the other ones.
Why?
Well, some of them are built so the front doesn't fall off at all.
Well, wasn't this built so the front wouldn't fall off?
Well, obviously not.
How do you know?
Well, because the front fell off.
It's supposed to, kind of. There's a little bit of leeway there, so it can float.
Right on out. So it got towed to my mechanics.
The garage.
And mechanics obviously excited to spend some time with me because, hello, I'm a delight.
Now, what did he say? Did he say, oh, yeah, that happens occasionally? Or he says, oh,
no,
that's not good.
I haven't actually spoken to him yet. So I was just texting back and forth with him. He goes, I'll have a look at it because this happened on Saturday. He goes, I'll have a look at it tomorrow because he was out for the day. And I said, I'm not a mechanic, but you're not going to be looking for a thing. You're going to be looking for a gap. Like there's a gap.
Missing thing.
You're missing something. Yeah. So I don't know what to do with this part. Do you think I would sell it on Facebook Marketplace? Like, do you think somebody would be like, you know what?
I got to put it back in.
No, it's broken. It's
in the middle?
No, the thing where the grease is, the bally part, and it looks like a tip of a plunger, some squishy thing there.
Yeah.
And then the big long metal piece. Apparently, the big long metal piece at the very end, it's like perfectly cut.
Sheared.
That's a word.
That's even more weird. I thought it was just it fell out in one piece.
No, it pulled itself out of the transmission, which that's apparently the odd part.
Yeah, well, it shouldn't do that. But if it's sheared, that makes sense.
This is true. Up note is, I've had people offer me their vehicles, which how sweet is that?
Uh-huh.
You live in a small town when? Like, how are you doing this? How are you doing that? You can have this vehicle.
Well, they know you have a baseball team where the kids.
Right.
So you can't be without wheels.
Can't be without wheels. But no, I just couldn't. It could only happen to me. That could. It's not a common thing.
It is not. Very uncommon, luckily.
Right. But there I was. Still in shock.
And if they have to replace that whole part,
we're not going to talk about that because I can only handle so much.
It's
going to cost some pennies.
Yes.
But I've mentioned to my mechanic a few times. I'm hoping maybe he'll take heed this time. I've never been paid any time I was in labor for the 7 children I've had. Right? So why do I have to pay other people labor? I didn't get a dime. I didn't even get a thanks.
Your job wasn't to have kids.
Well.
Rob and Sometimes Leigh. Mornings on 88.7 The River.